Everyone talks about Disney and Disney Pixar animated movies, but what about those movies that don't get talked about and aren't in the spotlight? Today we're going to be taking a look at 5 underrated animated movies which aren't Disney and which aren't Pixar related, some that you might have forgotten about and some that you never knew existed. In at number 5, Over the Hedge. Released in 2006, Over the Hedge follows a group of woodland animals which wake up from hibernation to find out that their forest is now a suburban neighbourhood and they're living in a hedge. What makes this movie feel underrated though is the fact that it simply gets overlooked by the likes of Shrek and Madagascar, even Kung Fu Panda, those DreamWorks movies in that prime decade of the thousands for DreamWorks, as this is funny. This is just as good as a story, hence why this is now where we're going to give it its recognition, and hence why this makes it into our top 5. Before we jump back into this video, guys, please do us a massive favour and smash that subscribe button, because you do not want to miss a thing this week, next week, and the week after, because we've got tons and tons of content planned for you guys. In at number 4, Monster House.
Oh, my lord! Oh, trespasser! Do you want to be eaten alive?
Released also in 2006, follows a group of 3 individuals which find out their neighbour's house is haunted and now must go on this massive venture to try to stop this neighbour's house from eating everything in its path. This movie is a coming of age film, a comedy, and also a spooky kids horror sort of vibe of a film, and seems to balance that well and seems to go very much under the radar. I think this is down to how great the motion capture is able to tell the emotion of what's going on in this film, whilst also capturing this coming of age sort of teenage sort of vibe. And again, doesn't get talked about, probably because of the likes of Disney and the likes of DreamWorks dominating round the thousands, and simply just seems to be one of those forgotten gems, which now is getting picked up by yours truly because I'm bringing it to your plate to go and give it a watch. In at number 3, South Park, Bigger, Longer and Uncut. Released in 1999, this movie took everything what the South Park TV show was loved for and hated for and cranked it up to about an 11. It's musical based, how the TV show turned movies. This is the very best that you're going to find. However, some people don't rate it that much, probably because of the shock value of it, and look back and think, the story's not that great, but it is. It's the political stuff that goes on. It feels very realistic. The fact that one little thing, which is that the kids are picking up all this swearing and all this sort of language from the Terrence and Phillip film, soon turns people over to wanting to go to war with Canada for creating such a crap film in their mind, which is just brainwashing their children. It feels very realistic in today's age, where you could piss off everybody just by saying one little thing. And this film, he stands up with his chest out and goes, we're going to say anything and do anything, and if it offends you, fuck you. That's why this film is such a great film, and that's why it is an underrated gem. In at number 2, Turbo.
Apply liberally. Detailing. Wax on, wax off. Fuel. Good. Foot massage. You know it.
Released in 2013, this garden snail dreams big of one day becoming a racer, even though he's a snail, and loves the sport of racing. After a freak accident, he becomes super speedy and decides to enter himself to prove all the doubters wrong, that he can be just as fast as those cars, and puts himself into the Indy 500, a car race. This is not only inspirational, it's that idea of dreaming big and achieving your dreams and they will come true. That is something that I think Disney is more known for, and that's what I like about this film. It's brilliant. That's why it's underrated as well, because people always get talking about the Madagascars, the Shreks, the Kung Fu Pandas, but when it comes down to the smaller films in that DreamWorks banner, Turbo is definitely one that I definitely want you to check out. And if you do end up checking out, then comment down below and let us know what you guys think of Turbo. In at number 1, Coraline.
Dad.
Hello, Coraline and Coraline doll.
Released in 2009, Coraline is about a girl called Coraline who literally moves into a new house, finds a door to a reality that mirrors her own. This finds her life to be perfect and this life that she steps into to be almost flawless. However, as the film progresses, she finds out that life ain't as good as she says it is, and when she gets to know her other mother, well, she's in for a shock. This feels very horror movie-like. If there was a kids movie that I could tell you which is the most likely to be turned into a horror movie later down the line, it is Coraline. I think Henry Selick does a fantastic job of bringing this motion capture film to some creepy degree, where it's in that sort of gap with like some Monster House and probably like Paranorman's in there as well, where you don't know where to put it. Is it a kid's film or is it an adult film? It's somewhere in that middle where it's like, oh my god, it's so creepily weird of wanting to sew buttons into people's eyes that you're just like, where do you put this? When talking about films outside of Disney and outside of even DreamWorks, this has got to be up there. This one is one of the very best. Trust me, there's a dark turn in there, which I think you should definitely go and check out. And there you have it. There's our top 5 most underrated non-Disney movies for you to go and check out. If you've seen none of them, or if you have seen them, comment down below. And also, if you have any underrated gems which I've completely forgotten about, which should have been on this list, then also comment those down below. And also, if you haven't yet seen our other top 5s that we've put together, then you will have a blast of a time watching through our playlist of our top 5s. Or if not, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time